What's going on, everybody? It's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm actually here in my truck waiting to close with a couple of partners on student housing here in Waco. We bought 3 properties and successfully refinanced out of them. So that's exciting. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about contractors, and as I got prepared to jump into this real estate deal, I read lots of books and articles and whatnot on contractors and how to handle them or whatever. And there was a common theme that a contractor has a shelf life. So when we got ready to do our first deal, I was referred to a contractor by a local real estate investor who had used him on several fix and flips and had a lot of good things to say. And so we met with the guy, my wife and I, and settled on him to do our first BRRRR, and everything went great. He was a great communicator. He stuck to his word, and we got through some ups and downs in the project and successfully BRRRR'd the property. And then obviously we're looking for the next one, and we kind of moved over into fix and flips and also had another flip and rent. So all in all, basically in 2021, our contractor did 4 houses for us, and we loved him. I mean, enjoyed visiting with him, enjoyed getting to know him, enjoyed getting to know his family a little bit. And so I was kind of like, man, I'm going to break the status quo here, man. I'm going to have this guy forever. I'm always going to keep him busy. And every week I would buy he and his 2 crew members their favorite drinks, and I would drop them by and gave them some other gifts when we would finish projects and stuff like that, just trying to keep the relationship up. I worked a lot. I put a lot of work into investing into that relationship, and we received in return with good work and great turnarounds and stuff like that. But there was a little bit of gap between our 4th and our 5th property from December until we were able to close on a few in late January. And so when I called this guy to come back and let's get going, I had also gotten more organized myself. Now I had 4 houses, 4 projects, and actually I had a 5th because we did a little fix and flip that didn't require a full gut job. So I had data, like here's what it costs. I have a program, it's a free program, by the way, called Stessa.com. It's asset spelled backwards. And that's where I track all my expenses and income and stuff like that. It's a great software that's free. You should check it out if you don't want to pay for QuickBooks or whatever. And so now I had data. I had data on how much labor should cost per square foot. I had data on materials as they were going up during COVID, was kind of able to keep up with the increase there and kind of estimate per square foot what I should expect in labor and materials. So I started getting scopes of work together because we landed 3 properties within about 10 days of each other in late January. So I detailed out a scope of work, and I had also, taken some of the work off the contractor. Like I did a foundation bids, roof bids, air conditioner bids, granite, countertops, et cetera, and then basically left him to come finish stuff out. And based on the data that I had and his previous work and his previous charges, I basically made him an offer. Here it is. Here's the scope of work, and here's what I'll pay you. And didn't take him long to respond to say, no, sorry, I can't do that. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you work up what you think it'll cost? And, I was hoping I was off by a couple thousand or something. Turns out he wanted 35% more than what he'd been charging me in the past. Not just a 10% increase because of COVID costs or whatever, 35%. And so, to make a long story a little less long, I had to pivot, and it sucked because we had that personal relationship and I didn't understand why. And I called him and kind of pleaded with him and even went up on my price a little bit to try to get him, not quite meet in the middle, a little more my way, but try to give him a little bump just because we trusted him to do the work. And he didn't take it. And I'll tell you early in this real estate investment journey, I look back a couple months later and it's one of the better things that's happened to me, because I lost my security blanket and I had to go out and find other people. I now had 3 properties and 0 contractors. And so during this time, I've branched out, gotten a lot of bids. I've also kind of trusted myself a little more to where I'm able to contract the thing myself with the Rolodex of people I've acquired over the year. And in fact, to the point where our next project, I'm just going to contract the whole thing myself, and hopefully that'll save us some money, plus get me some experience fully doing a house from start to finish, which I'm pleased with. So, little video today. If you find a great contractor, try to stick with them. I go back and forth now. Do I start investing as much personal relationship with the contractor that I did? Because I'm not saying I spent a ton of money on gifts and drinks and all that, and it seems pretty marginal, when you look at it, on the YTD sheet. But at the same time, that is profit I could have kept in my pocket if we just keep it all business. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to balance that. But if you have a good contractor, keep them happy as long as you can. But also, it's okay to move on, and it's okay to explore other options, and it's great to make relationships in the community with other people who can do solid work. And I'm enjoying that process right now. So just hadn't done a video in a while and wanted to share my thoughts on my contractor experience in the last year. And hit me up on Robarts Realty, ROBARTS Realty. I'm on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, and would love to hear from you if you've got any questions or feedback on this video. Have a good one.